Welcome to the Bible Quiz and Trivia channel. Today, we're diving into the dramatic and prophetic world of 2 Kings with 50 challenging questions to test your biblical knowledge. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like this video to support our content. After the quiz, share your score in the comments. We love seeing how well you do. Are you ready? Let's get started. Question 1. Who succeeded Elijah as prophet after he was taken up to heaven? A. Elisha. B. Isaiah. C. Jeremiah. D. Hosea. Answer: A. Elisha. Elisha succeeded Elijah as prophet after witnessing Elijah being taken up to heaven in a chariot of fire, receiving a double portion of Elijah's spirit as he had requested. 2 Kings 2-9-11. Question 2. What miracle did Elisha perform with a pot of oil for a widow? A. He turned it into wine. B. He multiplied it to fill many jars. C. He made it never run out. D. He transformed it into water. Answer: B. He multiplied it to fill many jars. Elisha performed a miracle for a widow by multiplying her small amount of oil so she could fill many jars and sell the oil to pay her debts, thus saving her sons from being taken by creditors. 2 Kings 4-17. Question 3. What did Elisha throw into the Jordan River to make an axe head float? A. A rock. B. A piece of wood. C. A piece of metal. D. A cloth. Answer: B. A piece of wood. Elisha threw a piece of wood into the Jordan River, which caused a lost axe head to float to the surface so it could be retrieved, demonstrating God's power even in seemingly small matters. 2 Kings 6-17. Question 4. How did Elisha heal Naaman the Syrian of leprosy? A. By touching him. B. By praying over him. C. By instructing him to wash in the Jordan River 7 times. D. By giving him a potion. Answer: C. By instructing him to wash in the Jordan River 7 times. Elisha healed Naaman, the Syrian commander of leprosy, by instructing him to wash in the Jordan River 7 times, a simple act of obedience that led to this miraculous healing. 2 Kings 5:10. Question 5. What did the woman from Shunem do for Elisha? A. She gave him money. B. She provided him shelter and food. C. She healed him. D. She followed him. Answer: B. She provided him shelter and food. The Shunammite woman showed great hospitality to Elisha by providing him with a room and meals whenever he passed through her town, recognizing him as a man of God. 2 Kings 4:8-10. Question 6. What happened to the children who mocked Elisha near Bethel? A. They were given gifts. B. They were ignored. C. They were blessed. D. They were mauled by bears. Answer: D. They were mauled by bears. When children mocked Elisha near Bethel, calling him bald head, Elisha cursed them in the name of the Lord, and 2 bears came out of the woods and mauled 42 of the children. 2 Kings 2:23-24. Question 7. Who was the king of Judah during the siege of Samaria? A. Ahaz. B. Hezekiah. C. Josiah. D. Jehoram. Answer: D. Jehoram. Jehoram was the king of Judah during the siege of Samaria by the Arameans, a difficult time marked by great famine and hardship. 2 Kings 6:24-29. Question 8. What did Elisha predict would happen to the Shunammite woman? A. She would move to Egypt. B. She would have a son. C. She would become wealthy. D. She would die young. Answer: B. She would have a son. Elisha predicted that the Shunammite woman who had been childless would have a son within a year, a prophecy that came true as a sign of God's blessing. 2 Kings 4:16. Question 9. What was the outcome for the servant Gehazi after he lied to Naaman? A. He was promoted. B. He was forgiven. C. He became wealthy. D. He contracted leprosy. Answer D. He contracted leprosy. After Gehazi lied to Naaman to obtain gifts and lied to Elisha about his actions, Elisha cursed him, and Gehazi contracted leprosy as a punishment for his greed. 2 Kings 5:20-27. Question 10. Which king of Israel did Elisha weep over due to his future atrocities? A. Ahab. B. Jehu. C. Hazael. D. Jeroboam II. Answer C. Hazael. Elisha wept when he met Hazael because he foresaw the terrible atrocities Hazael would commit against the children of Israel, including brutal acts of violence and destruction. 2 Kings 8:11-12. Question 11. Who overthrew the dynasty of Omri according to Elisha's prophecy? A. Jehu. B. Jeroboam. C. Ahab. D. Jehosh. Answer A. Jehu. Jehu overthrew the dynasty of Omri as prophesied by Elisha, executing Joram, Ahaziah, and Jezebel, thus ending the reign of Omri's descendants over Israel. 2 Kings 9-7-10. Question 12. What was Jehu's role in the fulfillment of Elijah's prophecies? A. He restored the worship of Baal. B. He preserved the line of David. C. He destroyed the house of Ahab. D. He rebuilt the temple. Answer C. He destroyed the house of Ahab. Jehu played a crucial role in fulfilling Elijah's prophecies by destroying the house of Ahab, executing all his descendants, and eradicating the worship of Baal from Israel. 2 Kings 9-6-10. Question 13. How did King Hezekiah respond to the Assyrian siege of Jerusalem? A. He surrendered immediately. B. He sought help from Egypt. C. He prayed for divine intervention. D. He fled the city. Answer C. He prayed for divine intervention. King Hezekiah responded to the Assyrian siege by praying for divine help and consulting the prophet Isaiah, who assured him of God's protection. Consequently, an angel of the Lord struck down the Assyrian camp, saving Jerusalem. 2 Kings 19:14-35. Question 14. What miraculous sign was given to Hezekiah as a promise of healing? A. Rain during drought. B. Sunlight moving backward. C. Fire from heaven. D. Water turning to blood. Answer B. Sunlight moving backward. As a sign that God would heal him and deliver Jerusalem from the Assyrians, the sunlight moved backward 10 steps on the sundial of Ahaz, an event observed by Hezekiah in his palace. 2 Kings 20-9-11. Question 15. Who was the queen mother executed by Jehu? A. Athaliah. B. Jezebel. C. Michal. D. Bathsheba. Answer B. Jezebel. Jezebel, the queen mother and wife of King Ahab, was executed by Jehu as part of his purge against the house of Ahab, fulfilling Elijah's prophecy about her violent end. 2 Kings 9:30-37. Question 16. What did King Josiah find during the temple restoration? A. A hidden treasure. B. The book of the law. C. A golden idol. D. The Ark of the Covenant. Answer B. The book of the law. During the restoration of the temple, King Josiah's workers found the book of the law, which led to significant religious reforms after Josiah heard its words and realized the nation's neglect of God's commands. 2 Kings 22 to 8:13. Question 17. What reform actions did King Josiah take after finding the book of the law? A. He expanded the temple. B. He led a military campaign. C. He renewed the covenant and removed idolatry. D. He divided the kingdom. Answer: C. He renewed the covenant and removed idolatry. After finding the book of the law, King Josiah led a major reform by renewing the covenant between the people and God, destroying all forms of idol worship throughout the kingdom, and restoring the proper worship of Yahweh. 2 Kings 23 to 324. Question 18. How did King Ahaziah of Israel die? A. In battle. B. From a sickness. C. Fell through a lattice. D. Poisoned. Answer: C. Fell through a lattice. King Ahaziah of Israel died after falling through the lattice of his upper room in Samaria and becoming seriously injured, leading him to seek guidance from Baal-zebub, which Elijah condemned. 2 Kings 1 to 2:4. Question 19. Who was the only queen regnant in the history of Judah? A. Jezebel. B. Athaliah. C. Esther. D. Deborah. Answer: B. Athaliah. Athaliah was the only queen regnant in the history of Judah who usurped the throne after the death of her son, King Ahaziah. She ruled for 6 years before being overthrown and executed. 2 Kings 11 to 116. Question 20. What significant act did King Hezekiah do to the Nehushtan? A. He worshipped it. B. He destroyed it. C. He moved it to the temple. D. He sold it. Answer: B. He destroyed it. King Hezekiah destroyed the Nehushtan, a bronze serpent that Moses had made, because the people of Israel had started burning incense to it as an idol, contrary to God's commands. 2 Kings 18 to 4. Question 21. How did the prophet Isaiah influence King Hezekiah's decisions? A. By warning him of future invasions. B. By advising him against forming alliances. C. By encouraging him to resist the Assyrians. D. By predicting economic prosperity. Answer: C. By encouraging him to resist the Assyrians. Isaiah played a significant role in King Hezekiah's decisions by encouraging him to trust in the Lord and resist the Assyrians, providing divine assurance that Jerusalem would not fall into enemy hands. 2 Kings 19 to 6-7. Question 22. What caused the fall of Samaria to the Assyrians? A. Economic collapse. B. Internal revolt. C. Military siege. D. Natural disaster. Answer: C. Military siege. Samaria fell to the Assyrians after a prolonged military siege, which lasted 3 years, due to the kingdom's refusal to continue paying tribute, fulfilling prophetic warnings about Israel's disobedience. 2 Kings 17 to 5-6. Question 23. What was King Manasseh's sin that was noted as exceptionally evil? A. Neglecting the temple. B. Tax evasion. C. Idol worship and human sacrifice. D. Theft and corruption. Answer: C. Idol worship and human sacrifice. King Manasseh's reign was noted for exceptionally evil deeds, including idol worship and even human sacrifice, specifically the sacrifice of his own son, which led to severe divine judgment against Judah. 2 Kings 21 to 6. Question 24. Who was the last king of Israel before the fall of Samaria? A. Hoshea. B. Jeroboam II. C. Ahab. D. Pekah. Answer: A. Hoshea. Hoshea was the last king of Israel before the fall of Samaria. noted for his failure to pay tribute to Assyria, which led to the conquest and exile of the northern kingdom. 2 Kings 17-16. Question 25. How did God test King Hezekiah when envoys from Babylon visited him? A. By allowing an invasion. B. Through prophetic dreams. C. By sending false prophets. D. Through his reaction to flattery and pride. Answer D. Through his reaction to flattery and pride. God tested King Hezekiah's heart through his reaction to flattery when envoys from Babylon visited. Hezekiah showed them all his wealth and treasures, a sign of pride that led to Isaiah's prophecy of Babylonian captivity. 2 Kings 20:12-18. Question 26. What was the fate of King Jehoiakim? A. Died in peace. B. Killed in a rebellion. C. Taken captive to Babylon. D. Killed during a siege. Answer B. Killed in a rebellion. King Jehoiakim died during a rebellion against Babylonian rule, with his body thrown outside the walls, not buried in peace, as punishment for his wickedness and failure to heed prophetic warnings. 2 Kings 24-16. Question 27. How did Elisha cure the poison stew? A. By adding flour. B. By praying over it. C. By reheating it. D. By discarding it. Answer A. By adding flour. Elisha cured a pot of poison stew by adding flour, then declaring it safe to eat, demonstrating God's power to purify and provide even in times of famine and danger. 2 Kings 4:38-41. Question 28. What happened to the army sent to capture Elisha at Dothan? A. They turned back. B. They were struck with blindness. C. They joined Elisha. D. They were destroyed by fire. Answer B. They were struck with blindness. When an army was sent to capture Elisha at Dothan, he prayed, and the Lord struck them with blindness. Elisha then led them to Samaria before ultimately releasing them. 2 Kings 6:18-20. Question 29. What disaster befell the sons of the prophets during Elisha's time? A. A famine. B. A flood. C. A fire from heaven. D. An attack by wild animals. Answer A. A famine. During Elisha's time, the sons of the prophets were affected by a severe famine, which Elisha addressed through miracles, emphasizing God's provision during difficult times. 2 Kings 4:38-44. Question 30. Who succeeded King Solomon and ultimately led to the division of the kingdom? A. Rehoboam. B. Jeroboam. C. Ahab. D. Hezekiah. Answer A. Rehoboam. Rehoboam succeeded King Solomon, and his harsh policies and refusal to listen to the people's requests led to the division of the kingdom into the northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom of Judah. 1 Kings 12-124. Context included for completeness. Question 31. What significant architectural contribution did King Hezekiah make to Jerusalem? A. He built the first temple wall. B. He constructed the Siloam Tunnel. C. He erected new palace fortifications. D. He expanded the city limits. Answer B. He constructed the Siloam Tunnel. King Hezekiah made a significant architectural contribution by constructing the Siloam Tunnel, an aqueduct that channeled water from the Gihon spring to the pool of Siloam, ensuring a water supply during the Assyrian siege. 2 Kings 20:20. Question 32. What prophecy did Isaiah give regarding King Hezekiah's lineage? A. His descendants would be kings forever. B. His sons would serve in the Babylonian palace. C. His descendants would rebuild Jerusalem. D. His lineage would end with him. Answer B. His sons would serve in the Babylonian palace. Isaiah prophesied that some of Hezekiah's descendants would be taken to Babylon and serve in the palace as eunuchs, a prophecy that pointed to the future Babylonian exile. 2 Kings 20:18. Question 33. How did King Jehu deal with the worshippers of Baal? A. He ignored them. B. He joined them. C. He expelled them from Israel. D. He executed them. Answer D. He executed them. King Jehu deceitfully gathered all the worshippers of Baal under the pretense of a grand sacrifice, only to trap and execute them, eradicating Baal worship from Israel as part of fulfilling God's judgment on the house of Ahab. 2 Kings 10:18-28. Question 34. What unique challenge did King Joram face during his reign? A. A long-lasting drought. B. Rebellions in multiple cities. C. A plague of locusts. D. The revolt of Moab. Answer D. The revolt of Moab. King Joram faced the unique challenge of the Moabite revolt against Israelite domination, which had been subdued under his father Ahab, but broke free during his reign. 2 Kings 3-427. Question 35. How did Elisha help a poor widow avoid selling her children into slavery? A. By giving her gold. B. By pleading her case to the king. C. By multiplying her oil to sell. D. By finding her a job. Answer C. By multiplying her oil to sell. Elisha miraculously multiplied the poor widow's small amount of oil so she could sell it and pay off her debts, thus saving her children from being sold into slavery. 2 Kings 4-17. Question 36. What role did Obadiah play during King Ahab's reign? A. He was a general. B. He was a prophet. C. He hid prophets from Jezebel. D. He was a scribe. Answer C. He hid prophets from Jezebel. Obadiah, who served as the steward of King Ahab's house, played a crucial role during Ahab's reign by hiding 100 prophets of the Lord in caves to protect them from Queen Jezebel's massacre. 1 Kings 18-3-4. Context included for clarity. Question 37. How did Elisha help recover lost land for the Shunammite woman? A. By negotiating with neighbors. B. By buying it back for her. C. By petitioning the king. D. By a prophetic declaration. Answer C. By petitioning the king. Elisha helped the Shunammite woman recover her land after she returned from a time abroad by speaking to the king on her behalf, which led to the restoration of her property. 2 Kings 8-3-6. Question 38. What significant religious change made by King Josiah? A. He introduced the worship of Baal. B. He restored the worship of Yahweh. C. He built a new temple to Asherah. D. He decreed religious tolerance. Answer B. He restored the worship of Yahweh. King Josiah made significant religious changes by restoring the worship of Yahweh, initiating widespread reforms that included purging Judah of idolatry and restoring the temple and the covenant practices. 2 Kings 23-125. Question 39. How did God provide for Elijah during the famine? A. By sending him to a wealthy benefactor. B. By ravens that brought him food. C. By making a well spring up. D. By manna from heaven. Answer B. By ravens that brought him food. During the famine, God provided for Elijah by commanding ravens to bring him bread and meat while he was hiding by the brook Cherith. 1 Kings 17-26. Context included for clarity. Question 40. What alliance did King Jehoshaphat of Judah regret entering? A. With Egypt against Assyria. B. with Israel against Ramoth-Gilead. C. With Babylon against Moab. D. With Philistia against Israel. Answer B. With Israel against Ramoth-Gilead. King Jehoshaphat regretted entering an alliance with King Ahab of Israel to retake Ramoth-Gilead, which nearly resulted in his death and was criticized by the prophet Jehu for helping the wicked. 1 Kings 22-14, 2 Chronicles 19-2. Context included for completeness. Question 41. What happened during King Hezekiah's illness that extended his life? A. He prayed for recovery. B. A prophet healed him. C. The shadow went back 10 steps on the sundial. D. He made a vow to God. Answer C. The shadow went back 10 steps on the sundial. As a sign that God would heal him and add 15 years to his life, the shadow on the sundial of Ahaz went back 10 steps, a miracle that confirmed Isaiah's prophecy. 2 Kings 20-9-11. Question 42. Who was responsible for reintroducing Baal worship in Israel? A. Ahab. B. Jezebel. C. Jehu. D. Manasseh. Answer B. Jezebel. Jezebel, not merely content with her own worship of Baal, actively promoted it in Israel, influencing her husband Ahab and instituting prophets and temples of Baal. 1 Kings 16:31-32. Contextual cross-reference for detail. Question 43. How did King Ahaz of Judah defy the prophetic counsel? A. By seeking an alliance with Assyria. B. By attacking Israel. C. By ignoring Isaiah's warnings. D. By rebuilding pagan altars. Answer A. By seeking an alliance with Assyria. King Ahaz defied the prophetic counsel by seeking help from the Assyrians against Israel and Syria instead of trusting in the Lord, leading to Judah becoming a vassal state to Assyria. 2 Kings 16-7-9. Question 44. What unusual military strategy did King Jehoash of Israel use against the Arameans? A. He hid his troops inside the city. B. He struck the ground with arrows. C. He launched a night attack. D. He used camouflage chariots. Answer B. He struck the ground with arrows. Elisha instructed King Jehoash to strike the ground with arrows. Jehoash did it 3 times, which Elisha said was not enough to ensure complete victory over Aram, indicating a partial victory instead. 2 Kings 13-14-19. Question 45. What happened to King Amon of Judah? A. He died of natural causes. B. He was exiled. C. He was assassinated by his servants. D. He was overthrown in a revolt. Answer C. He was assassinated by his servants. King Amon was assassinated by his own servants after a 2-year reign, noted for his idolatrous practices, continuing the sins of his father Manasseh. 2 Kings 21-23. Question 46. How did the prophet Jonah relate to the events in 2 Kings? A. He prophesied against Nineveh. B. He warned Jeroboam II. C. He advised King Hezekiah. D. He intervened in the Assyrian conflicts. Answer B. He warned Jeroboam II. Jonah is mentioned as the prophet who restored the boundaries of Israel during the reign of Jeroboam II, expanding the nation's territory. 2 Kings 14:25. Question 47. What event marked the end of the northern kingdom of Israel? A. The death of Jeroboam II. B. The siege of Samaria. C. The fall of Jerusalem. D. The Assyrian exile. Answer D. The Assyrian exile. The northern kingdom of Israel came to an end with the Assyrian exile in 722 BC, when the Assyrians captured Samaria and deported the Israelites, fulfilling the prophecies against Israel's disobedience. 2 Kings 17-5-6-23. Question 48. How was the prophecy against the house of Eli fulfilled in 2 Kings? A. Through the fall of his descendants. B. Through a plague. C. Through the destruction of Shiloh. D. Through the capture of the ark. Answer: A. Through the fall of his descendants. The prophecy against the house of Eli was fulfilled as his descendant, high priest Abiathar, was deposed by Solomon, ending his priestly line, signifying the fulfillment of the judgment declared against Eli's house. 1 Kings 2:27, cross-reference for context. Question 49. What fate befell the sons of Athaliah? A. They became kings. B. They were hidden in the temple. C. They were killed in a coup. D. They fled to Egypt. Answer: C. They were killed in a coup. The sons of Athaliah, who were potential heirs to the throne, were killed during the coup that placed Joshua on the throne, ending her line and her influence. 2 Chronicles 22:10. Context included for clarity. Question 50. Who was the longest reigning king mentioned in 2 Kings, and what was noted about his reign? A. Manasseh. B. Jeroboam II. C. Hezekiah. D. Josiah. Answer: A. Manasseh. Manasseh was noted as the longest reigning king in 2 Kings, ruling for 55 years in Jerusalem. His reign was marked by severe idolatry and sins that eventually led Judah to its downfall. 2 Kings 21-118.